listening to a man who hires people with speech impediments. Sight unseen. Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Yes, hello, Casey. This is Raymond Norman. The reason I'm calling Casey is that I would like for you to get the message to Howard that I have made a very controversial videotape concerning a very highly profile celebrity. The videotape that I've made is very controversial, and it will send ratings through the roof. Again, this is a videotape. I'm giving Howard because Howard is my first shot at talking with someone to buy. I'm selling this material, okay? As I'm speaking with you now, the videotape is also being processed and put on VHS material. And so, can you possibly give me a call back if Howard is interested in talking with some of his constituents about buying this videotape? Like I said, it's very controversial, worse than what I did concerning Oprah. Just on audio tape. This is videotape. And so I'd appreciate it if you would get back in touch with me, Casey, whether he's interested or not. Again, this is Raymond Norman. Thank you, and you be blessed.
I better get right on this.
I wonder what could be on this videotape that would be more compelling than audio tape with Raymond Norman.
It's controversial.
Raymond Norman always gives me the first offer.
And your constituents, did you talk to them?
Yes. I'm prepared to make an offer for the videotape.
Okay.
But, Gary, get Raymond Norman on the phone. I'm just hoping no one else calls in and bids.
Well, since you've got the first crack, I don't
Keep
know
it real because I'm keeping
what
it
he's
real.
looking for in terms of money, but make a good offer.
Well, Raymond Norman blew the lid off of everything when he called Oprah Winfrey Negro woman from the South.
That's right.
Oprah Winfrey, Negro woman from the South.
And when he did that, it blew everyone's mind.
And was a ratings grabber.
And I never thought he could come up with a more controversial tape. I'm going to attempt to get my hands on
Do
this
you
tape.
know the celebrity in question on this tape?
I believe it's Michael Jackson, but I'm not sure.
Wow.
I've heard rumors.
I think that Casey said Raymond Norman has discovered a smoking gun.
Yeah, well, let me get to the bottom of it.
In this tape.
I'm nobody's fool. I'm not going to buy some tape that doesn't have anything special on it.
Well, we should hurry, because as we speak, the video's being put on VHS material.
Right.
Yeah, and once it gets on the VHS material, God knows where it'll go.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Raymond Norman. Let me...
All right.
Raymond, how are you? Raymond.
Yes.
Hi. How are you?
Hi, who's this, Howard?
Yes, it is.
Well, good morning, Howard. How are you? And also, Robin, I happened to turn the radio on this morning because Casey told me that I was going to receive a call, and so I heard about your cat. You know I'm an avid cat lover because I have one here of my own, so I'm so sorry about your cat. Mine died about 2 years ago. On April 9th, made 2 years, and so my other babies are still fine, but I'm an avid cat lover, too. But anyway, quickly back to you, Howard.
I can't believe Robin went for the urn. That's what I'm...
Yeah, I was shocked at myself because originally I said I didn't want the remains, and then I was like, wait a minute, I could have them?
She's got the urn.
I
never thought it.
An engraved.
Raymond, I'll get right to the point because now I'm in negotiation mode. Even though we are friends, I now understand that you have a tape in your possession that is highly controversial.
Well, yes, it is, Howard. As a matter of fact, there are two tapes that are out there. I have one tape that was bought, and a gentleman here, a black gentleman I consider as an entrepreneur, he bought the tape locally, private here for me. He made me a nice offer. Okay, I took it because, you know, you're my first. I went to KC with it, you know, you may as well say now close to a week ago, you know, because of the fact that I was on your show first. Then I took it upon myself to send it as a second copy of it right now out in Los Angeles, California.
Someone has already purchased?
And so, you know, my lawyer, I took it upon myself, you know, to after it was all edited and everything, the lawyer gave me some advice about it, so I sent it out, you know, express mail. It's there in California right now with another gentleman to make me an offer. And one thing I can say, even if you decide to make me an offer also, you see what I'm saying, then there'll be 3 tapes. But this tape is very controversial. It's concerning Mr. Jackson.
Well,
with, you know, with the allegations of child molestation. Also, there is a smoking gun.
So
you know, that's in the tape. I can't tell you about it. You'll have to see the tape. Just like I left on your on Casey's answer machine, rather. I told him that the tape itself is 13 minutes. Okay, after it was edited, it's 13 minutes long, the videotape. It's also in a courtroom type atmosphere, and so definitely.
All right, let me understand this.
Definitely you have to see it, you know, and hear it, and you know. And one thing I can say, bottom line, it's It's my best material more than just an audio tape that I did
now you sat down.
Oprah Winfrey, and then, the audio tape that I sent to you also, concerning Kobe Bryant.
All right, now you sat down, you recorded a tape. The topic
and
is
a courtroom set.
Let me understand what I'm bidding on here. You sat down and you speak about Michael Jackson in a frank and honest way.
Exactly, because you know how it is. A while ago, back before any of this came to light, you know how I did a controversial little audio. It was
the smoking gun.
For you,
Raymond,
when everything was going on about the kids being molested by the priest, you remember? And I sent you that.
Yes. Raymond, does the tape exonerate Michael or convict him?
That's the smoking gun. You will have to take and see and hear the tape. I can tell you this: the ending is shocking.
Shocking.
Now this is you just saying stuff. You don't have any facts or anything.
Well, there's like I said, there's a smoking gun in there. The smoking gun is going to be the thing that once it's aired on television, I can definitely tell you this, that there will be people calling in to whatever television station, and they will be talking. And one thing I can say, bottom line, this is something because of the African-American neighborhoods. I can put it to you like that just to give you a little more because of the fact that I respect you that much, but it's definitely controversial. And like I said, I speak on it as an adult level. It's definitely something from anyone from 18 years old up to listen to. It's done very professionally.
Now, somebody bought
associates that put together, and we did this. I'm the speaker. I can tell you that much.
Wow.
And so if I tell you, bottom line, that it's more over the hill.
I'm trying to start the bidding.
Concerning Oprah, because when I did Oprah, that was only an audio tape that I did. You see what I'm saying? This is video.
All right.
Now, the gentleman who bought it wherever you are, he's just going to use it locally.
Now, let me understand. Let me understand this.
He's going to use it locally because of the fact that, when I went to him and let him see it,
what are you doing?
I know exactly what I can use it for. He said, you know what, I know exactly what I can use it for. So I feel that...
All right, I'm just going to start the bidding.
Of the child molestation type thing. And
so somebody owns the tape already?
Yeah, I mean, she says now they're going to be... He says they're going to be 3 tapes? What
hold it. I think he's coming down to us.
You remember?
Hold on. Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, then.
Now, let me ask you this.
Bottom line, that's a part of it that's in there, so I know you know good and well that that could be bottom line right there.
Can I ask you something?
See and hear.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, of course.
Just so I understand what I'm bidding on. Somebody has the tape already that you made. You've sold it to somebody.
Yes, I sold it here locally to a black entrepreneur here locally.
Right.
He made me an offer when I showed it to him.
How much did he pay?
The tape, a second copy of the tape is out in California. It's a very prominent gentleman.
I'm going to hang myself.
I have not heard from him. I sent an express, with a letter, from me,
I can't get a word in.
Told me how to go ahead, and write the letter, and so forth and so on. So I sent that out there. And so,
all right, I got to get this.
How could the tape have value now that there's 3?
Particular person not.
All right, I'll ask him that. It's going to set him off, though, for another 10 minutes.
Right, but I got to know.
All right. Because you know the tape. I can't imagine what this tape is.
I won't say publicly who that is, but they know who they are because it was sent express mail. When they opened it,
but Raymond,
saw the letter,
Raymond,
they read it. I told them, exactly what it was, blah, 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 ta. And so I haven't heard from them.
Okay, he's winding down.
Oh, you think he is?
Now.
Raymond, so if one guy owns this tape already, how does it have any value? What if he releases it?
No, he's using this locally for his own escapade. I know exactly how he's going to use this tape as far as in the African American community because you know how I am when I speak out about something from the heart. You follow what I'm saying? And this is a very controversial subject.
Yeah, but he owns it already.
Molestation, and so when I went to him because of the type of work that he does, that's how come he made me a nice offer. But when when the second person, listen to me briefly here from him. The second person, when I sent it express mail out to Los Angeles, you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is for the public. Period. To know about this, to know how I felt about it, point blank, the personal thing was involving me, with the sort of situation where, I was molested once myself, and so you know how I feel about this, and then it's also my opinion about how I feel about Mr. Jackson, period.
All right, so it's an opinion piece.
You see what I'm saying, where I spoke up, in his defense. I'll put it point blank. When I spoke up in his defense, when I spoke about the Martin Bashir.
So this is it.
When I sent you a copy of that, I sent Barbara Walters, I sent Sarah Jones a copy of that when I did that, when I spoke in his defense.
What do you think this is? Some sort of, he just rants on about an opinion of his?
Right, he's turned on Michael, I think, because he did defend Michael with the Bashir tape. So I think he's turned on Michael.
And that's why it's controversial?
I think so.
I dug into my facts. I had to go back in time to talk to a couple of people. You see what I'm saying? To get some crucial information.
I can't even start negotiating.
For a while. That's why I said there's a smoking gun in the tape.
Because Artie's in the other room from CNN.
Right.
All right, Raymond, I'm trying to get a word in here because I know you're excited about this, but I want to understand two things.
Okay.
All right. Number one, if I buy this tape, this highly controversial tape,
right,
and I understand it is now on VHS material.
Yes, I had it. It was done. First of all, my friends then recorded, on the new digital type of camcorders they have out now.
Yeah, but let me understand something.
So we had to have it professionally edited, and then the people that did it, put it on VHS.
All right, let's begin the bidding. Let me understand. What did the other guy pay so I know what to bid?
Oh, I can put it like this. It was some money.
How much?
And you know what I mean by money.
And
I'm going to leave it up to you.
And have you gotten any indication of what the person in California would do with this? And how much they would pay?
Yeah.
The person in California?
Yeah.
Have they made an offer?
In California, I feel once they are their associates, whomever they're involved with, eventually, would get back to me. They would possibly, I'm going to think of them more on a professional level because they
All right, let me get into this.
Can Howard have exclusive rights, though? If he buys it right now.
Pardon?
Can Howard have exclusive rights if he buys it right now?
If Howard buys the tape from me, and makes a certain bid, I can say this on the air. Once I receive this, I can definitely sign on the dotted line. You see what I'm saying? Where I can give him the master and the other one tape that I have blank tape that I have here left now. You follow what I'm saying?
Right. Can I begin at, let's say, $50?
No.
That's crazy.
No.
You're talking a higher figure than that?
Yes.
I don't want to overbid, and I don't want to pay more than it's worth, but all right, I'll go to $75.
No.
All right, let me think for a second here. Now you got me going. Can I talk to Robin for 1 second about this?
Of course.
I've gone to 75, and I see the guy from Fox News is on the phone.
You know what? I think now it's time to open up the bidding. But if I let the guy, if he hears that Fox News is interested, he's going to set the price way higher. All right. Well, why don't you what do you consider a decent offer? Let's say.
Let me talk to the guy from Fox News for a second and see what he's offering. Yes, Mr. Davenport?
Yes, Howard, how are you?
I'm okay. What do you do at Fox News?
I'm actually in charge of the news division.
Oh, you are?
Yes, I'm the second in command at the news division at Fox.
Why are you calling today?
Well, I understand that Mr. Norman has a video cassette that's controversial for sale.
Well, that is true, but I'm in the middle of bidding, and I don't believe that you are allowed in on the process at this point in time.
Oh, well, Howard, at Fox News, we're a big fan of the show, but we'd love to bid on this video material.
I don't think that's fair.
Why don't you ask, maybe Raymond Norman doesn't want to deal with Fox?
I mean, if I could speak to Mr.
Raymond, do you want to deal with Fox as well?
No, I haven't said anything to Fox News. I haven't called Fox News.
Mr. Norman!
So...
Yes, you're on with Mr. Norman, much to my chagrin.
Mr. Norman, how are you?
Howard, who is this?
That's George Davenport.
George Davenport, Fox News.
You sound a little loony, but...
you sure do.
I'm not trying to be funny, but...
Yes, Mr. Norman. Well, you don't sound loony at all.
Well, I'm just saying, But anyway...
We'd like to bet on we understand you have a very controversial VHS material cassette tape out.
I know, George. I know your trickery. I know that you try to get scoops. But Raymond is mine. Goodbye, Mr. Davenport. You're not getting in on the bidding.
Mr. Norman!
Who is that, Howard? He sounds
that was George. That was George Davenport. I recognize him.
Oh, okay. He sounds a bit loony. He didn't even sound for real. He sounded like as if he was trying to put on some type of fake voice.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm not with that.
He's
kind of a pretentious guy.
So back like I was telling you.
Let me wrap the whole thing up.
Robin, period. This tape, like I said, is concerning Mr. Jackson. It's a very controversial tape, and there is a smoking gun in there. Also, with the tape, I can definitely tell you, it's involving also, where there's a picture in there. I'll give you a little more, Howard. There's a picture in there of Mr. Jackson.
So you did investigate?